In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make the best build for everybody on NBA 2K24. If you are looking for a build that can dunk, a build that can shoot greens consistently, dribble and break ankles nonstop, and a build that can play amazing lockdown defense, then you have found the right video for you. In this video, I'll be showing you two versions of this build, and on top of that, I'll be showing you guys how to upgrade this build. So make sure you sit back, drop a like on this video, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications. And without further ado, it is officially time for me to show you guys the new 4-way angel build. Okay, now that it is time for me to show you guys how to make the new 4-way angel build, if you guys have rebirth, you want to use rebirth. Now, if you don't have rebirth is a quest that you can do to automatically have your build upgraded to a 90 overall and get silver badges off the rip. So if you have rebirth, go ahead and click yes. And if you don't have rebirth, I mean, hey, you won't even have an option to even get on the screen. Now it is time to actually make the build. Now you guys can see you have three choices. You have to create your own, the NBA templates, and the community build. 2K has this NBA template stuff right here just to grab money. Okay, never make an NBA template build. The community builds, okay, if you're a starter and you don't want to make your own build, then go ahead and use community builds. But we are here to make the 4-way angel build, so go ahead and click create your own. So now on your own custom build for your first and your last name, it doesn't matter, you can literally do whatever you want. But now for your hand in this, you can either go right hand or left hand. But me in real life, I am a right hand, so I like shooting with the right hand. And 2K, it's just a good feeling. Right hand is the best hand, and I've always used it on every single 2K that I played. Now for your jersey number doesn't matter, but every single time that I make a build, you guys already know, if you guys watch me, I always go number 1. So once you got your first name, your last name, your hand, your jersey number, go ahead and click continue on this. And now it is time to get into the actual thing that matters when making this build. Now listen, I need y'all to hear me out. When making this build, when it comes to the position, you guys can either go point guard, shooting guard, small forward, or power forward. Okay, what we are not going to go do is make a center. A center in this game, they're just cooked. Okay, I'm sorry to break it to you, centers are not it no more. So for me personally, when I play 2K, I like being the point guard. So that's exactly what I'm going to be going with this build, and I'm going to go with the point guard position. But now moving on to the height. You guys know in the previous years on next gen versions of 2K, the most overpowered broken build was a 6'8" and a 6'9" power forward or a shooting guard, whatever it was. But this year, guys, I'm sorry to tell you, 6'6" is no longer the wave. 6'7" is the wave for this game. And if you guys play 2K, you obviously know this. Now 6'7" is crazy because in 2K22, before 6'7s were even popular, I had my 6'7" playmaking stretch, and I had the most fun that I think I've ever had since 2K20. So 6'7s are actually the best meta build on this game, hands down. Now when it comes to your weight on your build, you can literally do whatever you want. Your weight, you can literally change to literally 220 pounds, or you can go all the way to 180 pounds. Today's video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy, the best app for fantasy sports. If you enjoy watching sports and you like making money, then you have to check out the Underdog Fantasy Pick'em games. The Pick'em games are super simple. All you have to do is find a few of your players from your favorite sports, look at their recent stats, and predict higher or lower. With the NBA Finals going on right now, there is no better time to sign up. And if you use code LUCK when signing up, you will receive up to $250 in bonus cash with your first deposit. Or if you just want to support me and you enjoy what I do, make sure you guys sign up using my code LUCK and deposit $10 into the app and make that money. For me personally, with this build, every single time that I make a 6'7" build, I automatically go down to the lowest weight, which is the 180 pounds. Now the reason I do this is just so I can get the three-pointer that I need, and just so I can get the finishing stats in every single category that I need. Okay, now for my weight, I'm always going 180 pounds no matter what build I make. 180 pounds is the best weight for your build. But now moving down to the wingspan, by default your wingspan will be set to 7 foot. You guys want to just bump this down a few to 6'7", okay? And if you guys look at the three-pointer right now, if I move this down to 6'8", I go up 1 to an 88 three-pointer. But on this build right here, all I need to get the jump shot, the best jump shot in the game, the best cheesiest base in the game, is a 6'9" wingspan. Now you guys can change your wingspan to whatever you want. If you feel like 6'9" is too small, you could go 6'10", 6'11", or even 7 foot. But me personally, just so I can get the base that I want on this build, I'm gonna go with a 6'9" wingspan. But now moving on into the attributes and the thing that you guys want to pay attention to about this build, because like I said in the intro, I'm gonna be showing you guys version 1 and I'm gonna be showing you guys version 2. Now version 1 is a lot more balanced and everything, but version 2 is more if you're like a ones player or you just want to dominate and dunk on people, then version 2 is for you. So you can go ahead and skip to this, but version 1 is the more balanced build that'll work on pro aim, lane. It'll work in the 1s, the 2s, the 3s. It literally works for every single position and everything that you want to play. So now it's time to upgrade the build. For our close shot, we're just gonna go up to a 54. There is no need to have the close shot that high or anything higher than a 54. I see a lot of people upgrading their close shot to like a 70, and I just be sitting there wondering why. Now me personally, every single time that I make a build, the close shot never goes below or higher than 54. I always keep it at 54. It's like a balanced number just for the close shot. You don't need close shot that much. And now for the driving layups, so we can make layups and get contested layup animations and also get fearless finisher, giant slayer, slithery acrobat. On this build, we're going to be going with a 74 driving layup. So you guys can see right here, we're just going to upgrade this to a 74, and that is also going to let us get giant slayer on gold. We are also going to unlock whistle. We're going to unlock acrobat, pro touch, bunny, scooper, post game, and a lot of more badges that you guys can look through on your own time. Now for the driving dunk, okay, like I said, I'm showing you guys two versions of this build. So for version 1, our driving dunk is not going to be the high 94 that we usually go on version 1. Just for a more balanced build, just to dominate, we're gonna go with a 90 driving dunk. Okay, we're gonna get the bronze posterizer. But now once you've upgraded your close shot, your driving layup, your driving dunk, we can go ahead and move on to the next category, which is going to be the second most important thing on this build, which is the shooting category. And you guys need to listen. So for your mid-range, you're going to want to go ahead and upgrade this up to a 72. That way you can, as you can see, you get the midi magician, you get the open looks. And if we go down right here, you guys can see on a 71 mid-range, you don't get open looks on silver and you don't get midi magician on silver no more. So go ahead and put your mid-range up to a 72. Also, you get blinders, catch and shoot, green machine, space crater, and all that. So 72 mid-range is what you guys are going to want to do. Now when it comes to the 3-point, the reason I explained this in the intro about the wingspan is because with this 3-point rating and the wingspan that I went with, you can get the best base in the game, and it's literally proven that it is the best base in the game. And what I mean by that is the base heat mag, aka Tracy McGrady is the best base in the game. So like I said, with the wingspan, with the 6'9" wingspan, you're going to be able to max your 3-pointer up to an 87. So go ahead and max that, and you can see you obviously unlock the blinders on silver, catch and shoot on gold, deadeye on silver, limitless range on bronze, agent 3s on silver, corner specialist, green machine, space crater, and a lot more badges. I mean, the list just goes on. You get a ton of shooting badges when upgrading your 3-pointer. So go ahead and put your 3-pointer up to an 87, and you can skip the free throw because I mean, hey, we're not here to play wreck, and if we were, I mean, a 62 3-pointer, it's not that bad. So go ahead and skip your free throw. But now moving on into the playmaking category for your pass accuracy, I don't even really touch this a lot. I only bump this up usually to like a 60 or 65, but on this build we're just going to be going 65. I mean, a lot of people be putting this all the way up to 70 so they can get the Ja Morant passing style and all that, but for me, a 65 pass accuracy, you're still going to be passing the ball fast. I mean, look, you got relay passer on bronze, you got dimer on bronze and everything. So I personally like to go 65 pass accuracy. I mean, I have this build, I've used it a lot, and it's never really let me down with the slow passes or anything. So a 65 pass accuracy is pretty smooth and it works for me. But now moving on into the ball handle, okay, I see a lot of people mess up when they're making their builds. They go for all the high stats, but they go for like an 82 or an 85 ball handle. Now what you guys need on your build is the high ball handle of an 87, and you guys can see right now, if we go to an 87 versus an 86, we don't get killer combos anymore. We get it on bronze versus silver. Okay, so 87 ball handle, you get the gold ankle breaker, the silver unpluckable. And listen, okay, hear me out when I say this build right here can shoot, it can finish, it can break ankles, and it just gives you that good feeling. And obviously you guys will see when I'm showing you guys the defensive stats on this build, it literally does everything. Like, I'm serious when I say it does everything. It playmake, it shoots, it dunks, it finishes, it does literally everything in the game. Now moving on to the speed with ball, see a lot of people on Twitter and on TikTok and on YouTube videos saying your speed with ball and stuff does not matter. Now me personally, I'm not gonna be the person to spend money on a build and waste this and waste $50 on a build while making it, and then I find out that the speed with ball is needed. Now me personally, I always go with an 80 speed with ball. Now I see a lot of people when they're making their build, they like to go with a 75 speed with ball, but me personally, I like to go with an 80 speed with ball. I don't know why. It just isn't like an even number, and it's really not that bad. So 80 speed with ball is the best thing that you want to do. I mean, you get the speed booster, you get the hyper drive, this triple strike, and everything like that. Now for the playmaking category, you can see, like I said, this is the most balanced build. You get an 87 ball handle, and on top of the 87 ball handle, you also get an 80 speed with ball. Now moving on to the defensive category, like I did say, this build does have very good stats in every single category that there is. Okay, so a previous thing that my build did lack in the previous builds that I've uploaded was the interior defense and the perimeter defense. Today that is going to change. Now our interior defense on this build, you guys can see right now, we are finally going to be upgrading this. Post scores, if you are watching this video, and for everybody that makes this build, you will no longer get bullied by post scores. Okay, I'm gonna explain this. I'm gonna show you guys while upgrading this. So go ahead and put your interior defense to a 61. Now you can see it says right here, with the anchor, you unlock that with a 77 block. Now good news for you, this build will get anchor, and you will get the post move lockdown and everything like that on this build. So go ahead and move on into your perimeter defense. And for the perimeter defense, just so we can get the clamps and everything, we are going to be setting this up to an 85. Now you can see with an 85 perimeter defense, you're obviously going to be able to keep up with people on the key, but you're also going to get the bronze clamps. You're going to get ankle braces so your ankles won't get broken, and you'll be able to play a lot better defense. You're going to get that on silver. You're going to get challenger on silver, pig dodger on silver, and of course off ball pest, which is very underrated. You're going to get that on gold. So now moving on into steel, we obviously want glove, we want interceptor, and we want right stick ripper. Okay, good news for you guys, we are going to be getting all of those by just upgrading this right here to an 85 still. Now look at the badges. We unlock glove on silver, interceptor on silver, and on top of that we get right stick ripper on silver. Okay, now moving on into the block, like I said, for the anchor, we're gonna be boosting this all the way up. I already told you guys what to do. We're gonna max this off to a 77, and that is gonna give us anchor on bronze, and on top of that we're gonna get chase down artist. Now if you did not believe me about the stats on this build being overpowered, like I said, it can finish, it can shoot, it can play make, and you guys can tell by the defensive stats, this build is literally good in every single position of the court. Now the only thing that this build does lack is the offensive rebound and the defensive rebounding, because unfortunately, I mean, we're playing 2K in somewhat of a balanced build system, and yeah, we can't get every single thing that we want on this build, but I mean, hey, for the most part, we got the good defense, we got the good ball handling and everything like that, and of course the shooting and finishing. But now moving on into the physicals, just so we can dominate our opponent and we can speed with the ball and everything like that, and we won't be gasping for air off one dribble move. We're going to be putting our speed up to an 85, and you guys can see we also get speed booster on silver, we get the hyper drive on silver, and it's just very good on this build. Now for the acceleration, by default it's going to be set to a 70 from the stats that you upgraded on this build, but you're going to want to go ahead and boost this up to 5, and that's going to give you every other badge on silver and gold, of course, with your triple strike and everything. So go ahead and put your acceleration, just so you're not running out of breath fast and losing your stamina. Go ahead and put your acceleration up to a 75. It's also going to give you a speed boost off the ball when you're dribbling. It just helps getting open a lot more easy on this build. Now something that this build does lack a little bit is the strength. Okay, so for our build right here, just so we can contact dunk and stuff, and you know, just put up a little fight in the paint, we're going to be putting our strength up to a 50. And of course, like I said, 2 versions of this build. This first build is just to dominate. So for the vertical, we're going to just go ahead and put this up to a 78. You don't need to go any higher. I mean, you only get the 90 dunk packages anyways, so a 78 vertical is what you need on this build. And now for the final stat on this build is the stamina. Okay, for the stamina, what you guys are going to want to do is upgrade this all the way up to a 99. Now you can go 95 and change whatever else you want on this build, but for me, since the acceleration and the speed and everything else really isn't that high, I like to have a high stamina just so I can dribble a lot longer, and that right there is why I went with the 99 stamina. Now you might be asking yourself, look, why is this build not a full 99 overall yet? Now look, you guys can change whatever you want on this build. You can change it to your speed with ball, you can put it up to your interior defense, you can put it on whatever attribute you want on this build. Now personally, when it comes to this, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my ball handle up to an 88, and that's going to put us to a 99 overall. So like I said in the intro of this build, I'm gonna be showing you guys 2 versions of this build. Now this right here is version 1, and now moving on to version number 2. So now when it comes on to version 2 of this build, you guys can see off the stats already, we took a hit on our speed with ball, our defensive category, and of course some of our physicals. Now you can see on this build, the only thing that really got upgraded, so we can get all the contact dunk packages, which is the 94 driving dunk, and also on our build we did lose a little bit of the speed and the playmaking, but this right here is version number 2. Now if you want to just play and you want to chill on the 1s court, the 2s court, the 3s court, I advise you guys to go with version number 1. Now if you're more of a 1s player or a comp stage player, version number 2 might be the best option for you, especially if you like the 1. launch cord. Now for me, when it comes to content, I would definitely go with version number 2. Now if I was just trying to chill and I was trying to get on a win streak, version number 1 would be the best option for this build. And now if you guys did follow the steps of this build, you guys can see you're gonna get the following of Lonzo Ball, Jalen Suggs, and Derek Harper. And for the build name on this build is going to be called a floor spacing slasher. And I mean, personally, with this builder, there's only a few build names that you can get when it comes to making a 6'7" point guard. So a floor spacing slasher is not a bad name, but I mean, damn near every build name has that. But I mean, y'all seen it. This build stats are very overpowered. Now, I'm going to show you guys what to do when you first make this build. Now, first things first, you want to go all the way over here, go open up the menu, go to progression, and go to attributes. Now, when it comes to upgrading this build, this is exactly what you are going to want to upgrade. Now, when it comes to upgrading this build for the rebirth, you guys can see this is what you guys are going to want to do for the rebirth version of version 1 on this build. You're going to want to go with a 90 driving dunk so you can get contact dunks off the rip. You're going to want to go with a 72 mid-range, and you're going to want to max the three-pointer so you can get the T-Mac base, and obviously so you can shoot your shots and make all of your shots from the 3. And now moving on to the playmaking category, you're going to want to go ahead and max every single category in this. So you're going to want to max your pass accuracy to a 65, your ball handle to an 87, your speed with ball to an 80. And now for your defensive category, your interior defense, you cannot upgrade this because you do not have the attributes. So for your perimeter defense, go ahead and just put that up to a 75 so you can compete on the defensive end. And for your steal, you're going to want to put this up to an 80. There is no need to go 85 and max it off rip. And for your block, okay, just in case you get bullied or you want to play the 1s or the 2s or the 3s, you're obviously going to want to upgrade your block. So for your block, you're going to want to go to a 74. And now for the physicals, I mean, it's pretty common when upgrading these. You guys can see common sense, 85 speed. And for your acceleration, you're going to want to max just so you can dribble and you will be quick on the offensive side of the court. For your strength, you are not going to want to upgrade this all the way just because the attributes, like I say, you cannot upgrade everything on this build until you are a 99 overall. So for your strength, you're going to want to just go ahead and leave this out to a 40. And for your vertical, just so you can get the contact dunk animations, go ahead and upgrade this to a 75. Now, if I did mistake in this, you can edit these stats. If you do not like these stats, go ahead and change them up. But 75 vertical is what you need. And of course, your stamina, you do not need to get it to a 99 off rip. 95 is going to allow you to dribble perfectly fine. And that is all you need on this build when upgrading to the rebirth version. Now, for those of you guys out there who do not have the rebirth version, this is what you guys are going to want to do. Now, for those of you guys out there who do not have the rebirth, this is what you guys are going to want to do. I'm not even going to give you guys the full rundown of explaining everything, just so I don't take up too much of your guys' time. I mean, I've already know I've taken a lot of your guys' time. So an 87 driving dunk for the non-rebirth version, an 87 three-pointer. Now for the playmaking category, you want to go with a 60 pass accuracy so you can pass the ball, an 87 ball handle so you can dribble and unlock all the good animations. And of course, you're going to want to upgrade your speed with ball. Now the defense, okay, I know it looks a little risky, but I mean, you're an 85 overall off the rip. You're not going to be able to do much. So for your perimeter defense, you're going to want to go to a 70. Your steal, you're going to want to upgrade to a 75. And your block, you're going to want to tick that down to a 70. And now for your physicals, you want to go with an 85 speed, a 75 acceleration, a 40 strength, and of course the vertical, a 75. And when it comes to the stamina for the non-rebirth build, you're going to want to go to a 95. And that is going to cap you off right there at an 85 overall. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if you're going to use any of these builds, or it even helped you, please be sure to drop a like on this video, click that subscribe button, and turn on the post notifications. If you guys need help or any suggestions or any feedback on this build, leave it down in the comment section and I'll be sure to reply to your comment. But without further ado, y'all already know the vibes, man. It's been your boy LxckTV, y'all. And until next time, y'all, I'll catch you guys in the next video, y'all. Let's go.